What's up, guys? Start this stream here. We're going to do some tournament holes. See if I can get paired real quick. Try to pull the chat up real quick. All right. So all that looks good. All this looks good. Got the notebook. Second one, I like to do the sniper. So why don't I prep that a while? That looks good. That looks good. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for showing up. See a couple people in here already. We are going to dive right in. I think I got my ball set up right. We're going to do some expert holes. This is my first bout in expert here. And let's just jump in. You kind of see where everybody's falling for this one. I don't know if you guys are an expert. This is where my bracket is, 15, 16. I think I saw a couple 17, 18s in qualifying. So that's more or less kind of what we're going to be shooting for here. Definitely make some drops. I think there's a lot of opportunities on this one. So hopefully you guys, if you guys are in experts, hopefully you guys have had success. Regardless whatever division you're in, hopefully you're getting some of the drops. We are going to just be looking here at some fresh content. Haven't streamed this tournament at all, or I've played around a couple times. I kind of got a feel for what I want to do. I've definitely made some shots, so I'm hoping that I can just put some stuff together. Straight in the face here. I've been setting up pretty close to about here, which is close to the right where it's at max power, almost plus 0. And then I just use about 6.5 topspin or so. And then I just use basically just the max ring. And we pull kind of close to the line. And I've been doing, a little bit of curl kind of like this. A little bit outside the ball. Of course, I call it a little bit of a great ball here. Let's see if that's going to be okay. I believe it is. Should just kind of funnel in there. So we should be good. The goal here is to kind of get us to our sniper range without having to do too much. About the only thing I've been a little bit hesitant to great ball that to the left. I've been okay with the great ball to the right. So if you guys have kind of a similar strategy or style, right around 6.5 top spin seems to be the sweet spot for me, where I kind of keep it from going into max on my sniper. Of course, I'd like to get it around just a tad bit more. So maybe, perfect ball is definitely what we're shooting for. So that kind of wound up really similar to what I did, just kind of a different way. Now, what I've been doing here is definitely been playing it off this slope here. Try to get it up here at the +5 number. +5 is right around 85% or so on the slider with the +5. And I just try to put the ball guide a little bit through the hole, kind of right edge. So let's see. 9-2. Pretty close to the max line here. We got our perfect ball. Just see how this is going to roll out. Just a hair to the left. Just, since it's pushing right towards max, maybe just a little bit more on the adjustment. I think I got maybe just a little bit more headwind there. You can see if I started at +5, got all the way to +11. Yeah, that's about +6. I should have went just a tad bit more here. Probably stayed pretty close to max, or real close to max on the adjustment there. We might have been able to get that drop. You can see opponent here doing something kind of similar. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys showing up. See you guys. Least favorite hole. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'm not a huge fan of this one myself. I do think there is some strategy to it, and especially you can play it consistent. But yeah, it just kind of doesn't have the best look to it or the best feel. You know, anytime that you're kind of bouncing it into a upslope like that. And that one there, I think he caught a great ball and it still went online. It's just one of those wackadoo holes. So it's like if he did hit great ball, it's like it stays online. It's just like it's pretty crazy adjustment that you can just be able to do some stuff. I got this 3-pointer hole animation. Try to get some practice tokens. I've been saving up my practice tokens, so I'm still not using them. I was going to try to maybe, potentially start opening them up on maybe weekend round or something. Now that we're in the big money here. So unfortunately didn't get that one. What's hole 2? Okay, so this one I've been playing with a bump shot. We are going to do Marlin ball. QB. Been doing power 4. Let's try to get myself a little bit overplay on this one. Thinking somewhere around here. Looks pretty good. Well, thanks, Christian. Appreciate you showing up. I see everybody in here. Let's see if we can't get a drop to come. I kind of got a feel for some of these holes. Just hoping that we can, maybe get 1 or 2 drops would be cool, at least. Kind of shooting for, hopefully 16, 17. Yesterday I got off to a slow start. I was thinking about qualifying, and it was like, yeah, no need when I'm not getting the drops. So I just kind of hung tight on that. And hopefully today we can get a little bit more to happen. So a lot of people doing this with underpower. I've been doing mine differently. I don't really like the, whole underpower type approach to something. So the first thing that I've been doing is I've been pulling down below. little bit kind of centered here. Get this centered if we can. I've been pulling down. Lost my feed for a second there. So right around 2 rings. Caught a great ball. So I'm assuming this is going to shoot off to the left a little bit. What I've been doing is pulling down about 2 rings and then just shooting for perfect ball. 2 rings is about the sweet spot. Pretty close to a 12 o'clock exact pull angle. Maybe if anything, just a little bit more towards the tee box. Really good opportunity. It seemed like the needle kind of jumped on me a little bit. I really didn't get, I feel like I didn't quite get a fair attempt to get it to stop on perfect. It just seemed to have skipped right over on perfect. So unfortunately didn't get the perfect. So 0 for 2 here to start. What's this hole? 3. Okay. Hole 3. I've been going at this with the Thor's hammer. So Thor's hammer. Not got this one yet. I'd like to get it. Of course, I haven't got the other one yet either. Been pretty close on 2. I think I had a great, my best attempt was the very first time I played it. And then I got great ball yesterday, great ball today on that one. So I feel like the needle's just kind of jumping on me a little bit on that hole. It's great ball left both times. 2 straight days on that second hole there. Yeah, thanks for coming out, Greg. We're gonna give this one a go here, hole 3. I play this approach here, pretty close to 1-to-1 for my rings. So I'm not gonna set that up. We're just gonna go 1-to-1. You want to watch this wind a little bit from what I've seen. The larger it gets, a little bit more challenging. 13.3, what's max? Is it 14? So that's kind of like what, a mid-wind? Assuming it's still, what was it, 11 to 14 for expert back in the day? Assuming it's probably still the same. Don't mind with Thor's hammer. A little bit extra topspin, a little bit extra accuracy. Wow. So that got across and hit the tree. I feel like a pretty lucky shot there. I've actually seen somebody not hit the tree and have it not get over. So I would say that falls into the category of pretty lucky to be able to hit that tree and still get over. So we're going to go right around here. Right around 1 per ring. And looks like we got it to stay on the fairway. So nice tee shot there. A little bit of extra topspin sometimes can make all the difference. You can see, you know, if it just another yard or so shorter, you know, who knows, maybe it gets stuck up in the rough. Great ball, you lip the edge. So obviously if you can keep it on the fairway, even better. Of course, I haven't pulled this shot off. I haven't actually got it to be where I want yet. So this is the first time that I got the two bounces on the fairway. I've gotten I've got it to land on the fairway, and then it just, kind of like trickles off into the right rough. That's the first time I was able to keep it kind of with the momentum out of my 3 attempts. I still haven't wasted any practice tokens. I've just been kind of going at it. Fortunately able to get this, so let's hopefully capitalize here. Imagine this is going to play slightly. Really kind of glitchy. We're going to avoid doing that if we can. So sure enough, there we are. We're able to get the Alba. So we got our first stroke down. We hopefully can get some rhythm going here. I like hole 4, 5, 6 even. So we have a nice little stretch here where we can hopefully start making some stuff happen. So finally got one to drop. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the support in the chat there. Hopefully your guys' rounds are going well as well. Anybody put up a big number? If you guys want to see what my bracket looks like right now, 16 is the top, some 15s. I have seen some 17s, 18s, and some qualifiers. I'd imagine you guys probably have too. But I'd say, anything, I'd say 16, 17 would be nice to have just as a pretty decent tiebreaker in the event that, something doesn't quite go your way. At least being able to have that tiebreaker, one up your opponent with a similar score would be a good thing. That's one of the main reasons I don't just, rush into qualifying. I like kind of getting the feel for it, playing as many holes as I can. We got to set up Guardian, and we'll do KM ball this time. Yeah, thanks, DZ. Just made it up to Expert 1. So this is my first Bowden Expert. Hopefully going to stick around a little bit. I'd like to kind of get some of those, what are they, Kingslayer balls? I got some in Pro last week on the Mini. Of course, I was one albatross away from winning my bracket. Would have been nice if I could have just had one more drop. That's kind of, I really like that. What I liked about the albatross one is lots of ties. So it's hard, like if you put up a good tiebreaker, it's hard to get knocked off. You at least win with the rest of your people that tie you, which is cool. So there was like 4 or 5 of us that had, the same score. And of course we all get the reward. So that's pretty sweet. So that's the one positive to that format. 7-1, 7-6. You're going to go up here. Decent amount of side spin, decent amount. It's about a little bit over 1 on the side spin. We're going to try to, if we can, hopefully land, I'm thinking right around here. Other than that, just a little bit. 1159 on this one. Perfect ball. Ugh, just off. Maybe just a hair much to the left. Maybe just a fraction deep, one or the other. I liked my lineup. Maybe my wind was a little small. I've had more closer to 9 on some of these. So I was going off of that adjustment. I probably should have just came in just a little bit more than I did. So you'll find, the difference between 7-1, 9-1 could be substantial. So, the same adjustment or similar type land zone might not quite work out. And in that case, not able to get it. Definitely want to try to get that one. I don't know what it's going to be like on the weekend, but that was this is a very good, favorable win. That's probably my favorite wind angle, actually, probably for that. Anything that just kind of going against the slope, it definitely makes it pretty easy to drop. The only thing I would have liked is maybe just a little bit more exposure to it, so I could have had a little bit more practice. Would have been nice. So with this one, I've been doing this B52 shots. Hey guys. Thanks for joining, guys. Doing pretty well, Stuart. How about you? Coming back, it's different feel for sure. And it's definitely hard, especially if you're switching between various games. Definitely makes it hard to kind of get your calibration set. Anytime that you're kind of shifting, you almost really like that feel, being able to stick to one game and really just be able to kind of focus on those adjustments. When I kind of jump back and forth, it's like, oh, this is the way this plays. And then, on the other game, it's like a little bit different. So it definitely makes things a little bit tougher. Tournament probably not going to be my, easiest to come back into because it's pretty aggressive. With that being said, I definitely think there's potential to go on a heater and be able to drop a bunch of shots because, I really don't feel like we're that far off. A lot of these adjustments I know pretty well. It could go really well, or at the same token, we can just get kind of a little bit of bad luck, a little bit of, underprepared, stuff like that. So for this one, from no movement, I've been doing maybe 1 right and 5, maybe 2 right spin. I've been pulling down 10 rings from here. This is just to create enough. And then I just go, max adjustment. That's just to create enough room so I don't go into max or anything. So 7-6, maybe 8 max, somewhere in there. 7-6 to 8 rings. We're just trying to kind of stay pretty fairly close to min B52. My reference here is about 20 rings for max, 33%. So that's what I'm using as kind of my typical standard slider percentage, 0% B52. So of course, the first thing that we're going to do is try to size that up. Did it go? Oh no, it's sat on the ledge. I'd be mad if that was mine. This is actually probably the longest drive that I've had. I haven't quite had it this far yet. So here's 5, here's about 10 rings for max here. Might just come at this with a little bit of side spin. Just a little bit of top, just to keep that guide through the hole. And we're gonna come, if we're 10 rings for max, I'm gonna do somewhere around, thinking here, 20-ish% in this case. This is the closest I've been though I was trying to keep it a little bit more consistent to make my ring adjustments just a tad bit simpler. But let's just give this a go. It's got to be close. That's a heartbreaker. This is the first day that I've missed this one. So 0.1 more. What was that? 20% there? Was that 8.6? Is that what it was? I think it was 19%. Probably should have stayed maybe 23, 22%. And we would have been gold there. And unfortunately, that's the last crack at it. So finding out just a little bit too late, since the wind won't be like that next time. Would have been a nice one to, have a practice go there. For some reason, that drive definitely rolled out a little bit farther than the other rounds have. Unfortunately, not able to get that drop. I feel like that's pretty much a slam dunk. I've made it both days, and then this is the only time that I've missed it now. But it is what it is. We're going to have to qualify like this. So let's see if we can't get a couple more things to go. Stick with that ball. We go over to my rock bag. We're going to equip it with cataclysm real quick. What's up, Ronnie? Thanks for making it. Shout out from Kentucky. Yeah, so I have been in Kentucky several times. I do a lot of barrel picks with my bourbon buddies out there. So a lot of fun there. Stuart, you're playing some of the ultimate golf, I see. It's definitely tough if you're trying to play both, it's tricky. If you stick with one, a little bit easier, for sure. Just timing alone, it's definitely kind of a different feel. And then, of course, the ball guides, they roll out completely different. That's one thing you'll definitely see is huge differences in tee shots, and the way that they come in with the irons, very different. So let's give this a go here. That looks pretty good. Just gonna go maybe just a little bit beyond max here. Of course, go for perfect. Didn't get it. Definitely feel like the needle skipped on me again there. But all is good. Pretty easy tee shot there. I haven't messed it up yet. So, especially with the rock, improved accuracy. Pretty easy to execute that one pretty well. There's a spot up in the fairway here that I've been aiming more or less. I usually pull my rings and then pull back up straight. It's kind of like a really weird adjustment. Not a huge fan of this hole, but it's definitely an opportunity. I've had it going. I could see it dropping for sure. It would just take, the perfect adjustment. So what I've been using is I've been using this shadow here, and then just kind of set up right around here. Thinking 4.5 on the backspin with a 9. We're going to go 8 rings. And then we're going to go push back up to max, the 8 rings that we just went, but at an angle. And no power on this, full curl, perfect ball. So just a hair off. We gave it a good run though. Like I mentioned, there's like a strategy that I'm using, but it's kind of like a lot of steps. I feel like there's a way to simplify it and just kind of figure out how much you need to shift, but it's been working pretty good. I haven't got it to drop or anything, but we gave it some good speed and ran it, a little bit to the left and once a little bit to the right. So definitely trying to hone in on that and be able to, just pick up a nice drop would be huge, especially when we're not, not exactly having our best qualifier here. Good opportunity on this one, so we're going to try to capitalize. Let's come out here. About 15%. Been doing, well, it's wind specific on how much I'm going to backspin this. It's a tough little shot. Everything needs to be perfect. So you have to have just the right amount. You have to pull back. Since you're coming in at an angle, even one tick mark of, underpower, overpower. So you want to be very consistent with your finger placement. But you also got to nail so there's like 2 real important parts of this. So 9-1, this is a little bit extra. We're going to do 10-2 rings right at the min line. I've been trying to go to something that's viewable, about 2 rings. So if I great ball it, we're okay. And maybe 5.5, 5.6 on the backspin here. Perfect ball. Let's see how this comes in. Oh, really? So we gave it a good run, just right edge. Unfortunately, didn't get the drop. Definitely could have used it, especially with, not really having much success here on this round. This is definitely a nice little ball too. It's almost a little excess. Pull out a 5 side spin ball, but don't utilize it. I'd probably save that for maybe some kind of bump where you can do it a little bit more with precision. This, you have to keep the ball guide out to the left, and then wind effect brings it back. And then that's a very weird way of playing that. So with curl and like half of your side spin on a 5 side spin ball. Try to come back here. See where you guys. Been saving the practice tokens. Biggest reason is just since I only have like a finite amount, I'm going to use them for final rounds, for example. I don't have multiple accounts. So if I only got one crack, I need probably, you're going to burn through what? If you were to look at one practice token a hole, it would be 18 for your final round. That's a lot of practice tokens to burn through, and that's just with one playthrough. Suppose you make a mistake somewhere and wanted to actually, double validate it. And I've basically just been saving them till the rewards are good enough to be used. So for instance, now that we're in Expert 1, finally the prizes are substantial. This is probably like the first real good division. With where I'd be satisfied with the rewards. So like this is kind of like when I might use them. But since I don't have any luminaries, maybe I save them for master. That way I could kind of hopefully elevate my score stroke or two in the master final rounds. Hopefully get myself some higher rewards. That's really the only real reason. You don't have to save them, but I would say, when you're satisfied and you like the look of the rewards, that's when you should use them. Definitely, I've been looking at these balls, Ken, and I think, even these, they're not terrible. This is, which one's this? The top spin boost. I'd like to have some top spin boost balls. Right now, I don't. The precision also looks nice, especially heading towards a perfect example. I feel like on hole 2, I kind of got like a overall deal. I really don't think I got a fair chance to stop it on perfect. It just like skipped right over. There's times that I know my timing might be a little bit messed up, but when I release and I know that my timing wasn't bad, it's kind of disappointing to see a great ball pop up. So that would be nice to have something like precision. I've never even seen anybody pull a precision ball. I'm assuming it's possible, but everybody that's pulled one on me, they have not missed perfect even once. So it would definitely be nice to have those as well. Sorry, I was just getting caught up in the chat, guys. What hole is this next? Still going to try to work through it, but I want to know what I'm going to. Oh, we're definitely going for this today. I feel like there's no reason not to. Okay, let me look here. Jennifer, I think I understand your question. If you're stuck around 2,500 trophies, you know, I feel like a lot of times improving from that, it's conceptual based. So for instance, I put together in the last week or so, I did tour 11, tour 12, and we've just kind of worked through some shots and talked about strategy, and we talked about like what to do with the ball guide to get the ball closer. And all that conceptual stuff, that's the important stuff that I think you need fundamental good understanding of so you can consistently put the ball close to the hole in any wind angle. So that way you just know what to do and you're not so much just saying, you know, or second guessing yourself saying, should I go this many rings or should I like you have a better understanding. You just know, okay, I go this many rings, my ball guide's going to change this much for this wind angle. It's really about the concepts more so than anything. Knowing how much that ball guide's going to change is one of the most important things to learn. So that shot right there, real perfect. Probably should have watched it because I probably should have just tried to mirror it because I know he even used my ball. But I'm just going to, I guess, do it the way I did this yesterday. And we're going to come over here and hopefully I can. But I feel like since he has the same or similar wind to me, I probably should have just hit his shot since he's right by the green. Just going to adjust my rings and then push back up. Do a slice shot. Hit the tree. That's what I did yesterday. Pretty similar result. Gotta play it off the tree. As long as it lands soft, you're good. I prefer to actually have this one though. I mean, this is like straight wind. I actually had to play like kind of a tough shot because it's a straight side wind. So I would really almost like to just mirror this guy's shot. Of course, I don't know really what it looked like. I was in this spot yesterday, and I'm just going to do kind of a modified adjustment from that. It's about 3 rings of adjustment here. Great ball cost me. So we definitely should have had that. And great ball right edge. That's the way it goes, I guess. I guess the best we can say is at least we're going to get through. Because this just did not go anything according to plan. Even that pitch right there, definitely should have never missed that. Just released a little bit early on my timing. Let's see if we can get this last one. One more try here. I do kind of feel, at this point, what's one shot? It's probably not going to be a game changer. Focus on getting through. Hopefully you can have a killer opening, and then you still have a really great tiebreaker. It's kind of the best advice. Just make sure that you get through, and then just go out and try to, smash it for the opener. With a good opener, you kind of erase a bad qualifier. It's just got to be, one of those scores that's just kind of one better than the bulk. instead of, just kind of like on a score that everybody's getting, you just got to be one above that. Yeah, thanks guys for showing up. Thanks for supporting. Appreciate what you guys are saying. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to mention there. Badger is kind of similar to what you're saying. As long as you get through on a qualifier, pretty good. But if you do have a good qualifier, it can be a big deal. For sure. But with opening round, with you having a weak tiebreaker in the qualifier, you just want to kind of shoot one round, one score better. So whatever you see, a popular score, if you see, in your opener, 10, 12 guys have, arbitrarily, let's say it's 30 under, you want to just try to make sure you get to that 31, just to where you're kind of like above that next tier, whatever the number is. Maybe just a little bit to the right here. I think with the left pointed wind, we'll be all right. Hopefully we can get the drop, but like I said, worst case scenario, at least we're probably going through. Probably because of an Alba. I would say, 13 with an Alba is going to look better than 13 with an Eagle, so. But you never know. For all I know, I might need this one. It didn't look like, I feel like there was maybe only 5 guys or so left, though. So, of course, I've had a lot of, I feel, just unfortunate breaks here in this set. I think we'll be good here. Use some. Got just a little carried away to the right here. I think we can still go for this, give this a good run. Actually, I probably want to keep that pretty close to plus 15, plus 20, somewhere in there. 9-0. 13 rings for max here. Keep this just a hair short. Geez, another great ball. So maybe a perfect ball, we had it. So just another one where could have been. Little disappointing. I probably went beyond this. I was, didn't really think I had much offset. So I was probably somewhere in here, at least 13.5 rings on that adjustment. So if you want to see kind of what I was doing there, Of course, with perfect ball, I would imagine it was probably at least catching the edge, or, maybe just off the left edge. Let's just see what our bracket looks like here. This was not the greatest. But of course, we have the best tiebreaker of all the 13, so that's good news. 12 guys done, 13 done, 14 done. We don't have to worry about 14 guys, 15 guys, 16 guys. So there's only 4 guys left that can beat me, and we're in 7th. So we're probably good. So with that being said, we just kind of skated through. Didn't really get anything going, no rhythm. Unfortunately, just didn't have the shots today. Definitely had the opportunities. The shots are there. I was kind of all over it a little bit, aside from, maybe 1 or 2 real mistakes. It was just kind of bad luck, bad breaks, more so than anything. But like I said, just hang in there. Even if you have a bad qualifier, no big deal. Important thing is that you get through, and then opener, you can just kind of, be a little bit more methodical. Try to get your bearings back. Try to focus on just one hole at a time. And like I mentioned, if you get in that where, there's a certain number where it seems like top 25, like 10 of the guys have it, you're better off trying to shoot for one number above that with a weak qualifier. Because once you get that, opener back up above what the standard is, what the normal typical high, score is, then you've already got your tiebreaker pretty much back. There's only going to be a couple guys that can beat you out, which is really what you want. As long as you have command over, say, 85, 90 of the guys, that's kind of what you want, 80 to somewhere in there. So, good luck with your rounds, guys. Hopefully you guys are having some success out there. I didn't really see anybody posting too much about, how they did or anything. So, hopefully you guys had some good luck. Thanks for showing up, guys. We just, put together something just to try to show you guys, I'm an expert now. I'm going to try to at least start focusing a little bit more on getting some, good repetitions in expert. Eventually we want to move on to the master division, and I would imagine that you guys are kind of in similar boats as well, where you kind of want to progress your accounts up. So if you're trying to, feel free to comment in the video. I can give you guys some tips, or, try to catch one of my other streams. And, good luck out there. Take care, guys. See you guys next time.